Idle games, the peak of music games on your phone with gacha mechanics. And put you on an NPR watch list. Oh, you mean idle games. Gone are the days of playing your games with one hand, because this one had hands-free mode, so you can do something else while being entertained by the characters running across the screen. By which point it makes you wonder, why do you even run this game anymore at this point if you're not gonna play it? I don't know either, which is why I spent hours grinding the Book of Yog idle RPG to attempt to figure this out. I still really don't get it, and I'm gonna warn you in advance. If you ever play this game, your brain will melt so fast, you'll end up on a Chubby Emu episode. Man, AK, played a random idle RPG on Steam, as the name Yog suggests. This game has been cursed by the powers of an eldritch god knowing no equal in its evil. A devious device capable of turning any story into garbled gibberish of crimes against grammar. And anyone who attempts to follow the game's story and read the accursed Book of Yog will surely lose all of their marbles, and then proceed to trip on them on the way out the door. And that is if the constant loading screens that show up every 20 seconds don't make you start convulsing to the point you need the power of Christ to compel you. Because I definitely needed a few liters of holy water to cleanse the unholiness of the Starfield loading screens that plague this game. But it is my duty to enter the forbidden territory, to sully my Steam profile with a touch of an anime game so I can tell my friends proudly that I too play games on my main Steam account. It's like a train wreck. I cannot take my eyes off this game. I cannot stop running it in the background while I write the script, and I have become one with the madness that this game has inflicted. And so, as one versed in the ways of Yog's very badly translated visual novel, I shall try to describe the story in as much detail as I can. You begin the story with ginormous Yogs on your screen, where a teary-eyed witch named Usiloti tells you that you have failed. The entire city of Arklands has been invaded by some enemy known as the Black Tide, as she tells you to remember who you are. And then you wake up 5 seconds later and completely f***ing forgot everything anyway. But find out you are part of a group known as the Black Guard, as a sensei in the School of the Wolf, or Budget Hogwarts or something, where you lead your students into battle as their commander. And they have used the power of the Sanguine, which is incidentally your paid gacha currency, to abandon their humanity to gain the power to fight the Black Tide. And so you and your students and whoever you collect from the gacha to replace Usiloti end up on a quest to defeat the horde of monsters, which I assume are the Black Tide, because the translations are absolutely fucking horrendous. This may not even be accurate at all, and I could just be reading an OC backstory from DeviantArt disguised as game lore. But then again, leaving the game to run the story in the background during farming will probably lead you to miss entire chunks of the story, because cutscenes are automatically set into autoplay, so you're gonna miss everything. The main part of this game is to simply obtain characters for free, have them run in the background, and then try to bait you into buying skins with your wallet. This literally ain't even the same character anymore, but who cares? It's a cute anime girl with a decent character model, and that's usually enough for most people. Peak demonetization. You have Alone Poly, Warcraft 3 Orc, Pantheon from League of Legends. All the low rarity, oh my goodness, clearly got the short end of the budget that looked like they came out of the original Adventure Quest. But there's a reason why this game is called The Book of Yog, and it's not the Honkai Impact knockoffs. Because the devs have created an abomination known not to mankind. A centaur with 2 pairs of human legs. Ew! What the fuck? God has truly forsaken the devs' imagination. My eyeballs. And now yours as well. The higher the rarity, the higher the quality, because otherwise why else would you buy a skin or get enough currency to obtain these characters? You want a robot in this waifu simulator? Buy a skin. It's now a waifu. The Grim Reaper? Nope. Now a waifu as well. Some even coming with alternative arrangements of clothing pieces that I cannot show you for obvious reasons.
I don't like where this is going. Larry, you don't understand. You don't know what you're doing here. No.
Well, that's enough internet for today, is what I would say if I didn't have this urge to share more of these horrors with you. But let me introduce you to the savior of this game and my sanity, the one, the only, Gandalf the Gray, the Grey Archmage. Gandalf has taken a bit of a wrong turn on the way back to Hobbiton because Legolas and co are starting to look a little dummy thick in this journey to Middle-earth. I think Tolkien himself would be turning in his grave seeing Gandalf travelling across Middle-earth with a bunch of anime waifus, but at least it will still be a more faithful spin-off than the Rings of Power. Fortunately, this game doesn't have a skin to turn our beloved Gandalf into an anime waifu. So you know who I'm here for. I'm here for Gandalf now. And Gandalf may not be the best stat-wise, but he is the best waifu in my books, for the sole fact that I can even play as Gandalf in this waifu simulator in the first place. And even if you don't run Gandalf, which is
absolute travesty,
the translations are already meme-worthy enough on their own anyway.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
But it's still not as cool as min-maxing Gandalf. The combat is basically Diablo Immortal that can always be done manually, but out of sheer laziness and how slow it is to farm manually, you are going to end up playing the game in the background automatically anyway, in about 5 seconds. But still better than Diablo Immortal because it won't have you spending 100k to reach max rank.
Nice.
And nothing's more efficient in a video game than to just leave it in the background to run, except the hit to your electricity bill. The music is absolutely fire, because there's only 2 tracks, the battle track and the home base track, which get pretty boring real quick. And the sound design is mostly the sound of whooshing of your sword minus the satisfying collision noises, with 0 voice acting. But if you do end up playing this game in the background anyway while you do something else entirely to keep the other 99% of your GPU occupied, you're gonna have it muted anyway. The peak of this game is not reaching the beginning of the game at level 400. No. It's seeing f***ing Gandalf ascending to godhood amidst a catalogue of cat girls, goddesses, and elves. You get mountains of diamonds from simply running the story and from pages and pages of gacha gibberish that you simply click through when you see a little flashy icon on the screen. It's basically like forgetting your ad blocker on a dodgy website. But on the bright side, gives you mountains of currency to get some of those hot singles in the gacha, with rates that haven't been too bad for the free gacha and the paid gacha having a 120 pity. And you'll always have your classic gacha fare like PvP and guilds, again, which may somewhat interest you if you enjoy that kind of thing, but ain't for me personally, because all I need in this game is the almighty Gandalf to gain the level advantage and smite my enemies. The game is the equivalent of running a Western mobile game, except you now have Gandalf and the other anime waifus if you're not a based wizard enjoyer, and that is sadly the only thing keeping you around unless you can bear to read the machine translated story.
Czar for what?
So you might as well go rewatch the entirety of The Lord of the Rings again for Gandalf. And as odd as it sounds, the game's about a 6 out of 10 at max. In reality it's a 4 out of 10, but Gandalf raises the points by 2 more. By sheer Gandalf. The game is no longer a waifu idol RPG, it's a Gandalf idol RPG. Cower before your new overlord, peasant waifu. It's a different story if you're a competitive guild PvP type gacha player, in which case you'll be probably better off playing something more mainstream for it to be more bang for your buck. And it looks like I have managed to scrounge up enough premium currency for the events to roll for this dragon girl with a huge ass. Looks like I just rolled it anyway in 13 rolls and she's out damaging Gandalf? Gandalf can't be outdone by a anime waifu in a waifu idol game. It is impossible.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Damn it all, my boy Gandalf.
It can't be! No! No!
To you in the comments below, just write the words justice for Gandalf. One like, one prayer for Gandalf the Gray. And so, stay safe, stay humble, and no matter how many SP or SS rank characters I'm gonna get, the Grey Archmage will stay in my party during dungeon runs. This is the Anime, and we will see you next time.